What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and apologies in advance for the noise in the back. It's cold, y'all. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now, but it has been like in the 30s every morning for about a week now since we've hit 80 degrees, I think, last Friday. Um, and heat's not working right now where I'm at, so that makes it problematic as well. So I have a little space heater going on because I need to stay warm. Like I don't even know what the temperature is right now, but it ain't warm. Not at all. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Got back yesterday at the time of this recording. Today is November 5th, 12:37 p.m. Got back around 1:30 yesterday. After taking a week off to prepare myself and then travel down to my sister Julie's funeral. You know, service was nice. It was nice to see people. It was an exhausting trip going because some crazy shit happened. And we got turned around, and instead of being the like 11 to 12 hour trip to where we were going, it was like a 15-hour trip, and that was a lot of driving for one person. Um, so I was exhausted. Got to the funeral emotionally, just all over the place, exhausted. After the repast, like exhausted. Day after, exhausted. Yesterday, when I got in, I was okay until later in the night. Then I've been just exhausted is the word, people. Exhausted. And I spent a lot of time thinking and reflecting on like things, um, especially my sister Julie. Um, I don't think I mentioned this in the last video that I talked about her passing, but I would say if there was one person, not a thing, like having an Atari when I was a kid, you know, that was the influential thing into getting me to love video games. But if there's a person, it would be my sister Julie. Because and I was thinking about this like a lot. When somebody mentioned how much she loved video games, like we got an Atari when I was 6. That was my first video game console, right? And I would play, games and stuff like that. I loved the Atari football. Like that was my jam, and I also liked the baseball. But we had two particular games. Pac-Man, of course, Mrs. Pac-Man. Actually, I think was the one that we had. We might have had both. I don't know. My father like just bought like a bunch of stuff when he got that because we had two controllers, everything. It was cool, and of course, everybody in the neighborhood who could afford one had one. So we go over to their house and play theirs and stuff like, or whatever games I didn't have, we would trade. Like that's the one thing about discs um, and cartridges going away that will be missed. Trading games with your friends. You can't do that shit no more. We used to do that all the time. But anyway, there were two particular games: Pac-Man and Centipede. My sister Julie loved the hell out of those games. In particular, Centipede. She was a master at that game. Like, you know, you would sometimes get upset when your older siblings would start playing with something that you wanted to play with at the time. You know, and being that my siblings were always much older, it wasn't like I was going to be able to like make them not do it. But I used to always love watching her play Centipede. She was so fucking good at it. And it just like started reminding me of like how like she was the real big connective tissue to my love of video games. 'Cause, you know, I would sometimes follow her to the Circle K. You guys, if you know, you know what a Circle K is. Um, and they used to have the arcade machines. This was back in the day where just about you know every convenience store or mom and pop restaurant, things like that, they had at least one or two video game arcade machines for you to play. And the Circle K had one of her other favorite games, which was Cubert, and she was so fucking good. Like, she was really, really good at video games, and I used to just love watching her. And it's like thoughts like that has been all going through my mind since the funeral. Because it's like when you lose someone, you feel so miserable, especially like in certain moments where, like, say, if such and such happened, normally you would call this person to talk about like a basketball game. Like when my mom died, it's like missing that call on my birthday when she recounts the story about how I was born. The whole everybody was scared I was going to be born on Thanksgiving Day, and they were glad I wasn't because they didn't want to miss my mom's cooking for that day, and I had the decency to wait until that weekend to be born and things like that. Stories like that. You know, missing my grandmother's cupcakes. She was a candy lady in our neighborhood. So that whole having like everybody in my elementary school was literally right around the corner, like on the next block from where we lived. So motherfuckers would be following me home to go see the candy lady, which was my grandmother. And I was sitting there while she was baking cupcakes and making like ice pops and things like that, freezies. That's why I'm fat because my grandmother had all the snacks and the cakes and treats and stuff like that. We were the house. Stuff like that. Seeing her, missing my aunt, like, you know, her stern voice, you know, just all those things. My other sister, like Lisa, calling me for my birthday. Hey, baby, how you doing, my baby brother? My crazy brother, who passed a few years ago, like his shenanigans, like all that stuff. But as I'm saying this, I'm saying all the things that like I miss. But going back to my sister Julie playing video games, I have those moments like of joy that are still there. You know, like these were moments of joy, and they'll never leave. And as long as they don't leave, these people aren't going anywhere. They're always in my mind, my heart, my spirit. You know, they're looking down on me right now. Um, I think that's one thing about death that we gotta kind of like keep in perspective is that the physical form of these people are gone, but the memories, the love, all that, they'll never fade, especially if someone that you truly care for. So they'll always be with you, and you'll always have something to look back on, to smile and reflect on. And, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to keep those memories. That's what keeps me pushing. And just appreciate that those moments were in my life. Those were the moments that helped shape me to, like, those are the moments that kind of help strengthen me as a person to keep me going through hard times and things like that. It's like, yeah, I miss them all so much, but I know they're in a better place. And I know they're looking at me like, and they're helping me along. So that's just how I have to, you know, that's how we should all look at it. Like, it's not like they're gone forever. They're always with you. And you can lean on that, And that's why I think like when people are here, you gotta like do more. Like I know me personally, I have to do more to show and let people know, like, hey, you're important. You're someone that I care for, and I know time, circumstances don't make it as easy, As much of a connected world we are with the internet and stuff like that, it's so hard to keep up relationships like consistently. But it ain't hard to keep how you feel. You know, it's not hard to keep the love, the appreciation, and the thoughts. So as long as you don't lose that too, if it's someone that you truly care about, you'll never break away from them completely. You know, and hopefully they feel the same about you. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that and stuff that I reflected on through this whole week and process. It's gonna be crazy getting back to work and adjusting myself mentally because it's a lot that I've been thinking about, and just trying to work on um, as far as that type of stuff is concerned. But you know, time heals all wounds, and you know, it's just a process of life. Things change, and you just gotta work with it, go through it. Last thing I want to say in this video is thank you to everybody who left their condolences, kind words, words of encouragement. I just truly appreciate you guys and appreciate all that you've done. Seriously. Um, I can't say that more than enough. It helped. It definitely helped. But anyway, we'll get back to doing some regular stuff. We're actually going to be getting a lot more done as things settle and things start to organize, which I'll talk about in another video um, later on. But anyway, once again, thank you. Appreciation to all of you guys. Love you guys, like, for what you did for me. Like, we'll never forget. All right, y'all. So, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.